name is Marietta Mehanni, and this week's muscle conditioning tip, we're going to be using the Swiss ball and this piece of equipment called a Gymstick, and we're going to be working triceps and back of our body, so hamstrings, glutes and back. Great exercise. Now this is a cool piece of equipment weighing 400 grams all the way from Finland, and it's basically a fiberglass stick and two bands attached on either end. It's got loops that I can put around my feet or my hands, and in this situation I'm going to place it around my feet. The other cool thing about the Gymstick is that you can turn it so the bands wrap around the end, and that's how I can change the resistance, and that can be done really quickly and efficiently, which is why I like using the Gymstick, particularly when I travel. So the Gymstick I have, well, the ones that you can purchase now, pull apart in the middle so that you can actually put it in your suitcase and travel with your own gym. So let's get into it. So I'm going to sit on top of the ball. I'm going to back up a little bit because I'm going to move myself forwards. And I'm going to walk forwards until my head and shoulders are resting on top of the ball. Everything else is going to lift up and stay up. So I want to keep my hamstrings, my glutes, my lower back actually working the entire time. So now I'm going to lift the Gymstick up with my hands close together, elbows turned in, and I'm going to bring the Gymstick down to my forehead. Now I took all the tension off because I've got quite a decent stretch in the bands here, and this is about as hard as I want to work right now. So the Gymstick does come in different resistance levels. I'm using a blue one, which has a maximum tension of 15 kilos. That's if I wind it right up. Yep, so I've got no tension on it right now, but it does have stretch because of the position that I'm in. So now I'm just performing a tricep extension down to my head, keeping the elbows in tight, lifting the hips up really high, and just holding that position while I perform this exercise. So it's an interesting tricep workout because of where the load's coming from. It's actually coming from my feet up on an angle. So I've got to use my shoulders to also hold the stick in place. So that's a little added bonus. So after you've done maybe 8 to 16 repetitions, if you're a group fitness instructor and you're using the music, about 2 blocks of music, this is what you can do next. You can bring your feet closer together. So back in the same position, bring my feet closer together. Whoa, there's some balance required here. And now bring the stick down to my forehead. So I've got to bring my feet together and squeeze my knees together because with the bands being attached to my feet, as I pull my feet together, my inner thighs work a lot harder. So this is a more challenging exercise for my lower body. It is more challenging for my triceps because the bands also get a little bit more stretched once I bring my feet together. And from a balance perspective, I've reduced the distance between my points of support on the floor, and so that makes it more challenging from a balance perspective. How can we make this more challenging? Well, a progression is to take 1 foot forwards. Now, on the side that I've taken the foot forwards, which is my left side, my left tricep is now working a lot harder because there's more stretch in the bands on that side. Wow. Okay, so then my glutes are working really hard. We'll do the same thing on the opposite side. Bring it in, lift the hips up super high. And what you might want to do is in between each of the progressions is actually have a little rest. So drop the hips down. Can you do anything more? Yes, you can. You can lift that foot up off the floor. So if I go back to here, lift my left foot off the floor, and now perform exactly the same exercise, there's much more control required here. Firstly, I've got to work really hard with my right leg to push my buttock up so I can keep my hips lifted. I've got to work hard with my left leg to keep that leg straight and holding it against the resistance of the bands. And now my left tricep was working much, much harder because the bands are stretched even more. It's intense. This is super intense. I like it because I can get a much better workout in a short period of time, and I can get muscle overload. Now, one of the challenging things with using the Swiss ball and weights is the heavier you go, the higher the risk of injury, because if you lose your balance on the ball, you can possibly drop the weights, particularly in that position, on your body, on your face. Whereas a Gymstick, it's not an issue. If I was to drop that Gymstick, it would actually bounce forward from where the resistance is being pulled on my feet, and this thing weighs nothing. So there would be it's a very low risk of injury. That's why I like it a lot. Also, I can manipulate that resistance at any point during the workout without having to get up and get myself another dumbbell or a barbell. and that wouldn't be recommended to do a barbell in this position, that's for sure. So, great tool, the Gymstick. If you want to find out more information about it, you can check out about it on my website, mariettamehanni.com. Also, I have a YouTube channel which has loads of different Gymstick exercises that you can do without the Swiss ball. So it's quite an effective piece of equipment, and if you love using the ball, this is the great resistance tool to use with it. So, if you like to work your upper body and your lower body and get a really good workout in a short period of time, that's what you do for this week. So, back bridge with tricep extension, and that's this week's muscle conditioning tip.